Hi everyone, Erica here. Just checking in, saying hello to you all. I hope everybody's having a great day. I know I am, and I'm hoping you will enjoy what I'm about to show to you here. So yesterday I tried to film, actually, let me correct that. I did film a challenge essentially that I presented to myself, and it went well, I thought, and I will even share a picture of how it turned out. But turns out I wasn't filming for like a fair portion of it, so there is no film. And the challenge that I had given myself was I had asked my husband to pick out a makeup palette for me to use and a lipstick. And he said, well, I need to see what you do with your eye makeup first, and then I'll pick out a lipstick. And I said, no, the idea is to make the two match without necessarily having any context going into it. So I did that yesterday, and I really liked how it turned out and had a great time with it. And then about 3/4 of the way through, I realized, yeah, none of the last portion of it, which was like me doing my eye makeup, actually filmed. So today I decided to try again. But in all fairness, I didn't want to just do the same thing as the day before, because I feel like that was going to be cheating, because there's a few things I would do differently based on how everything turned out yesterday. So this time I decided to have a friend help me pick my lipstick. So she chose the shade Clout, which, if you're not familiar with the Jeffree Star lipstick shade range, this one is a really pretty metallic-y lilac sort of color. So this should be a lot of fun. It does go on really metallic. There's no denying that. So this will be fun. So without knowing what she picked, and thank you again, Teresa, if you're watching, I came home from a friend's house and everything. We were hanging out, barbecue and whatnot, having a good time, and said to my husband, pick out a makeup palette, because he knew that I was going to try and refilm this. And this time he decided to switch things up on me, and he said, well, how about I pick out 3 colors from different palettes? And I'm, in my head going, no, well, maybe, oh man. Okay, yeah, no, let's try that, because that could be really interesting. So the first color he picked was from the Blue Blood palette. So he looked at this and immediately was drawn towards a color that I think anybody who's looked at this has been drawn to, which is the shade Flourishing. So it's a really pretty deep teal sort of color, almost the color of the top I'm wearing today. So we'll play with that some. And then the next color he chose was from my Morphe 35P palette, and I don't have the color names on this anymore because I've had this a while. They don't even make it anymore. But he's like the really dark purple, and so that is the one. I verified with him to make sure that this is in fact the purple that he meant, and he said yes. And then he started asking what oranges I have. And so I laid out a whole bunch of different palettes for him and was opening them all up, and he was looking through them all. And he ended up deciding on the Morphe 25L palette, and he chose the shade, let me get it here for you all, Pride. So this one right up here, because he really wanted an orange. So between those 3 colors and the Clout lipstick, I'm going to do my makeup today. So I'm going to go ahead and probably fast forward through a bulk of the actual makeup doing process. And I'm not doing anything crazy. I use foundation, I use blush, I use contour and concealer, and I use setting powder and make myself very white with eyebrows. Because that's how it kind of ends up anytime I do my makeup. So you can just ignore what I'm doing for a bit. Like I said, I'll fast forward through it for you, and I will check back in. I am going to go ahead and put on the shade Clout. Let me hold it the right way for you. And that way I can kind of make sure things are lining up and matching and looking right together. Plus, if you're unfamiliar with the Jeffree Star Cosmetics Velour Liquid Lip, you may know or may not know that they tend to dry down a little bit darker than what they first apply as, so I don't want to, you know, assume that it is one shade and then once it's dry it's a completely different one. So I'm going to go ahead and do this now. So I don't know how I want to approach this. I kind of know what I want to do, but I don't really. So, kind of like wearing blue lipstick, I'm just going to dive in. And I'm going to start with that really dark purple. Now, he didn't say that these are the only shades I could wear. He just said I had to wear these shades. So I'm assuming that that means I can add on more. I kind of have a little idea of something I want to play with, and we'll see how that works out. Again, using more clout, because who can't use a little more clout? But I think we're just going to start out at the outer corner with this purple. Okay, so far, not bad. I want to hit these main colors first, so I'm going to come in with a flat brush and into the Blue Blood palette and into the shade Flourishing. So that way I've hit all of those colors that my husband has asked for. Okay, and now on to the third color, which is Pride. And in case you hadn't figured out, the blank spot that I left there is where I plan on putting that. And we're just gonna jump right in. Okay, so do I love it? No. But am I done? Also no. I think I'm gonna go back to the Blue Blood palette, and I want to take the shade Entitled, which is very similar to Flourishing, but instead of it being a matte, it is a shimmer. Now back over to the 35P, and we're going to darken up the crease in the outer corner again. Well, I didn't really want this brush, but I will take this brush, get a little bit of clout on it. One last dive into the 25L, and I think we're gonna take the shade Liberation and just go in just lightly. I think it is also missing some eyeliner and some mascara and some curled lashes. So I'm gonna go ahead and take care of that real quick and be back in a minute. Okay, I am back now and I am finished. I think I am done adding to this. I started to film a little bit of a conclusion here and realized I had forgotten to put mascara on my lower lashes, and I had to go back and redo that. So I did finish it off with a little bit of the Stila Little White Lies liquid eyeshadow in the shade Fuchsia Fiction as a highlight instead of an eyeshadow. And for those who I didn't clarify to before, Jeffree Star Cosmetics, you can put lipstick, his velour liquid lips, in your waterline even if you want to. They're vegan, they're cruelty free, and they're eye safe. So if it's a fun color, why not? I mean, I don't think I'd use a whole lot of the reds and things like that as eyeliner unless I was going for something really specific look wise. So me putting just a little bit there in the corner, it's not a big deal. Don't freak out. Yeah, I kind of like this. Like I said, it's very reminiscent of my childhood in a lot of ways, but a lot more fun. So I do hope you guys have enjoyed this. For me, this is a creative outlet. It is a stress reliever, and I've had a very stressful past couple of weeks, and that's what's inspired this. I wanted to do something. I wanted to push my limits. I wanted to push my boundaries and create something. I am somebody who is creative by nature and regularly can be found knitting as a stress reliever. So if you ever wonder why there's a whole bunch of yarn behind me, it's because I'm constantly knitting when I have the chance as a decompression method and technique. So if you're interested in hearing more about that, I will share it with you, but a lot of people think I'm the boring old lady who will wear blue lipstick and knit, because that's who I am. So I do hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you guys found it a little bit fun. If you want to see something else, I will play around with something else in the future. I do have something I plan on filming coming up with within the very near future, so I do want to tease that, and I hope to not let that go as long as it's been between my last film and this one. So, and that one will involve the Jeffree Star Jawbreaker palette, because I do have the Jawbreaker, I do have the Mini Breaker, I have a few other things that I am expecting, wink wink. I hope you have enjoyed this, and leave me a comment, let me know what you think. Thanks.